You know what? I'll just share my experience now. So we went ghost hunting, showed up at 9 o'clock. Everyone was super scared and nervous at first. My sister, before we even got there, was like, oh my god, I'm so scared. And then we started to, it was Old Tucson and it's nightfall soon. If you don't know what Old Tucson is, look it up. Old Tucson's iconic. It's actually my work now. They're doing nightfall soon, and before they did the ghost hunting thing, they wanted to take us through the attractions. So they took us through 2 attractions. One I've already been through, the other one was newly built for nightfall, their yearly Halloween thing. After that, we went back to the saloon, they gave us the brief of everything that was going to happen. Everyone was still nervous, except for me, because I was like, it's Old Tucson, like, what's going to happen, right? So they turned off all the lights, gave us flashlights, gave us EMF, I think so, EMF readers, the thing that reads the ghost energy things, I don't know. Anyways, so we got to explore the saloon in the pitch dark with just flashlights. It was really nice to do that. I love doing that. It's probably my only thing that I really liked about that was just walking around in the pitch dark, pretty much getting like a backstage thing, because we got to walk wherever we wanted, really. So we walked around, and those EMF things can get set off by everything, even Wi-Fi. So there was a point where in the very beginning where we were walking towards the kitchen and everyone was walking off, and I really wanted to be alone because we were in groups. I really wanted to be alone, so I went towards the kitchen and it started going crazy, right? I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm finally gonna get some sort of ghost stuff happening to me, you know? Like, my whole life I've wanted to go ghost hunting, okay? Like, I don't really believe in it, but I want, if there is such thing as ghosts, I want proof and I want it to happen. Okay, I want to see something. So my thing started finally going off, and I was like, this is so cool. So I'm like, Angie, come here. And it started going freaking crazy the deeper we got in. So Angela was following me. Everyone else started following because they heard my EMF thing was going off. And one of the dudes looked down and he put his EMF thing next to a Wi-Fi box, and it's like, oh, it was just the Wi-Fi. It's like, so we left the kitchen, then we went upstairs. And the lady who was hosting the ghost hunt used her tape recorder, which, by the way, she was obviously playing up everything and like lying about stuff. Me and my sister were like, really? It's crazy that she was the only one being touched and stuff. It's like, did you feel that? It's like, yeah, it's crazy how you're the only one in every location who felt everything, but okay, continue. It really bugged me because I don't like when people fake stuff or lie about stuff. You know what I mean? So we went upstairs, and we had to be pitch quiet so that they can hear on the tape recorder if they pick up any talking or anything. So we were pitch quiet, and there was only one part where the lady said, can you knock? And she did that knock. And as soon as she stopped doing that, she started talking again, and me and my sister were in the back, and we both heard knocks behind us, and we're like, and the lady didn't hear it. And like they stopped, and my sister's like, we just heard knocking. So it was pretty crazy. They didn't seem to care, obviously, because they probably knew everything was fake. But we were like, that was cool, because like it was so on cue. You know, that could have been the wind because it was windy that night, which is the logical reason, or it could have been a spooky ghost, one of those. Then we went to the really creepy church on the hill. We legit sat there for 40 minutes. With no air, in the pitch dark, with everyone being pitch quiet. Me and my sister were dying. We're so ready to leave, because she was like sweating and starting not to feel good because it was hot. The person who was hosting it was like, oh, I'm feeling sick, I'm gonna leave. She's like, the ghost is messing with me. It's like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anyways, so yeah, the only thing that was crazy about the church was the EMF readers were going nonstop. They didn't stop the entire 40 minutes. And they didn't do that the entire time we were there, right? So, and then plus, before we got into the church, it was like barely windy. We got into the church and immediately was windy for the full 40 minutes we were in there. It was insanely loud windy where we had to yell to hear each other. Then as soon as we left, there was no wind. The EMF reader stopped going as crazy. We're like, that was pretty crazy, right? So we went back to one of the attractions, and we did a sitting in there or whatever to do the recorder again. All the lights were off in the attraction and in the mine, if you've been in the mine in Old Tucson. That was pretty cool. Not really, because me and my sister were both ready to leave at that point, because we've already been spending hours just sitting in the dark, and There was, at this place, legit nothing was happening. The other two places, at least like something was happening. There was nothing happening here, so we were like, ugh. Even the ghost person was like, alright, well, you can tell they were done too. Then we went back to the church, or no. We went to the carousel, and they did something there. It seemed like more of a break than a ghost hunt there. We met up with the other group, and I was telling my sister I was ready to leave, because I was hungry. I haven't eaten, and it was already 2 o'clock, and I haven't eaten since like 6 or 7. Yeah, so I haven't eaten since 6 or 7. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. The lady who gave us our tickets when we won was like, do you need something? So we stopped back at the saloon to get me a Gatorade. No, a Diet Dr. Pepper. Actually made me feel a little better. Filled me up a little bit. I was still hungry, but... So we did that, and then we went back to the church with the other group because they said nothing happened to them in the church. No wind, no EMF thing going off. So we went back with them because we were like, well, we had some crazy experience. Nothing happened while we were there. I sat with my back towards the curtains that were there that were blowing the whole time last time. It was pitch black room behind me. Everyone else was sitting on the chairs that were there. I was sitting with my back behind, or the dark, deep room behind me. No one behind me. Because I was legit wanting just some kind of proof. I figured, if I had my back turned to a dark black room, something would happen to me if any time, right? No, nothing happened. The lady was like, what was that? To everything, okay? Even a girl's phone going off, okay? So she was like, what was that? The lady's like, my phone went off. I cracked my toe. She's like, what was that? I'm like, I'm not even gonna say anything. Just let the lady believe it. So we left. And then we stood in the town area of Old Tucson because apparently that's where some stuff happened. Nothing happened there. And then we went back to the saloon, and finally just like talked about everything that happened and left. So it was pretty fun. Again, no proof I've ever had to ghost. Even though I have had experiences that I chalked down to a ghost, if that's the right word for that. Even though now I'm like, that was just my eyes seeing stuff. That's the logical reason. My eyes were just seeing stuff, because every time I saw something, it was when I was just opening my eyes from sleeping. Besides that, nothing has ever happened to me. Even though, so if you're a kid, right? If you're a kid and you're scared of ghosts, don't be. Because you know what? They're probably not real. I say probably because my whole life, I've never experienced anything. And if anything happens to you and you get scared by something, just use logic. You know what? If you saw something, it was just your eyes. That's most likely what it was. If you just were turning off the lights and you just were looking at a flashlight or something, it was definitely your eyes just messing with you. If you see like a blob or something, like a shadow, it was your eyes. Believe me. If you want to get over the fear of like dark and stuff and you're a kid, just use that logic. Hopefully I helped someone. That's just my point of view. That's how I got over my fear of a lot of stuff. Just use logic over everything. And that's how you get over your fear of like dark and scary things. Anyways, that was my that was my talk about my ghost experience, my ghost hunt.